Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mark from SolarGames, and today we're going to give a quick update on the whole May situation for the patrons in general, and just what's happening with like sales, with Grand Archive, with a little bit of Magic updates, and then we'll kind of just see how the video goes from there. First of all, for those that don't know, in May, in just about a week or so from now, I will be going to Ascent, Grand Archive Ascent Worlds. It's the giant tournament. That's the culmination of all the efforts of the nationals, regional, store championships, selecting the top 16 players to compete at Worlds. And we will be crowning the Grand Archive Worlds champion at this event. Unfortunately, that's not going to be me because I did not make it through the nationals tournament, but it's okay. It's okay. A lot of my good friends are playing, so I will be very divided in who I'm rooting for Worlds. But I will be casting and commentating along with 5 of my other co-casters. We'll be kind of dividing up 3 days worth of casting so no one gets too tired. Everyone's hyper energetic for the entire show. So it should be a pretty good event. If you can join us live in Las Vegas, great. Come hang out. If you can't, the matches will be live streamed, so you can join us from remotely pretty much anywhere. But obviously, honestly, for events like this, highly recommend just coming because there's so much things that happen. You get to hang out with me. We get to go play some games. We get to go, I don't know, do some trades. I will be competing in the Path of Silver because that's probably the only time I don't have time to complete. I actually do want to compete in the Path of Steel. So along with the top 16 tournament, that's only for 16 players. For the rest of the players that show up, right, Grand Archive, how they do things at Ascent is they have a thing called Path of Steel and Path of Silver. And for this year, we're going to have Path of Silk as well, which is the cosplay tournament. I don't think Path of Silk is official, but that's what I'm calling it because it sounds fucking sick, okay? So Path of Steel is basically, it's like more of a constructed play. In this case, for Worlds, they're trying a new format, which is the 3v3 format. So essentially, you have a team of 3 players facing another team of 3 players, and you have a shared card pool among the entire 3 of you, right? So it's not just going to be like, hey, we can play whatever deck. It's going to be a shared card pool. So you kind of have to figure out exactly how you're going to be able to construct your decks, right? And then Path of Silver is a very special Grand Archive only thing where basically collectors and being a collector who have a lot of cards, you're rewarded. It's, we kind of jokingly call it Whale Wars as well. It's kind of fun. But basically, you assemble a collection of 50 cards. You actually do a bunch of point totals, bonus categories, set bonuses. It's like, think like collection, just exactly what you think about, right? You have sets, you have specific elements you care about. All the Grand Archive cards have 6 attributes that they are associated with, and they're all different. Every card is going to be have different ferocity, mystique, valor, etc., charm, right? All these little attributes. Very similar to, if you're familiar with those Japanese stat grids, it feels really similar to that too, right? So you take the cards and they have different values. You assemble a set of 50 cards from your whole collection, and then you submit that for grading, right? You can make point totals. So if you make 100K points, you get a playmat, a foil promo card, and non-foil promo card, etc. But if you make one of the categories, now you're talking prize cards, and you got serialized cards for the really big whales, right? So it's gonna be really fun. I'm looking forward to that. Kind of new this year, right, for this event is going to be a cosplay contest. So originally, a lot of people just show up cosplaying. It's not really a thing that Weebs of the Shore officially supported. But for this event, they are actually going to give prizing for cosplay. So your boy here is probably going to join the cosplay as well. I'm just not going to do something crazy. It's going to be something simple, but we'll join the cosplay. It'll be fun. So yeah, lots of things to do at Worlds, and yeah. Okay, so that's Ascent, Grand Archive Ascent Worlds. For the May patrons, right, we're going to have May specials. Obviously, there's going to be some I'm thinking right now whether I want to do anything Modern Horizons 3 or not. The pricing, man, I just feel like Magic is too expensive nowadays, right? I feel really bad offering anything to my patrons because I feel let's say for example, right, if I offer the collector boosters for, let's say $350 a box. I know their market price right now, pre-order is $390-ish. Let's say I offer $350, something low, stable, etc., where I can still not literally, I can still make a little bit of money, right? Do I really feel good about that? Do I feel like I'm going to sell a lot of it? That's where I'm a little bit stuck, right? So I'd rather just kind of buy those things for myself, hold it in inventory, and just not even release it to the patrons because, hey, if it if it tanks, I don't want people to get mad at me like, oh man, Mark, this 350 booster box went to 290. I'm gonna unsubscribe, not be a patron anymore. That's just, it's a feel bad, right? And if it goes higher, like, oh, I want to buy like 1,000, I won't have that many to sell to you anyway. So it gets really tricky for things like this. So I might just hold off on things like that for now. We'll see. I do plan on buying a pretty big order for Final Fantasy because it is something I like, but whether I offer that through the Patreon, I'm just not sure. If you're a patron and you have other opinions about this, send me a message and then we can chat and just see like, how you want to do this. If obviously you have orders, you want a certain item, you can also just let me know as well. And usually the pricing you're going to get is pretty preferential because you're a patron. So there's that. For my Grand Archive patrons who are looking for Grand Archive booster boxes, I know we're talking about the next set release is happening May 17th. Mercurial Heart, so it's kind of like it's going to be an expansion set, but unlike FTC, it's going to be a double the size, and it will have first edition, so it will have like a CUR, right, Collector's Ultra Rare, so your serialized card. I don't know if they've announced like what the denominator is, like is it going to be 70 cards, more or less, but there's only going to be one serialized rare or ultra rare in the set, so there's that chase possibility. I'm kind of looking at the pricing right now. I will offer it to the patrons for $70 a booster box, right? And of course, every patron can order up to one case, which is six booster boxes for that case. That's the pricing I'm gonna go with. It is below the current market price. I have zero clue how Mercurial Heart will perform long term. But I think 70 is a pretty safe number. Honestly, if you buy for 70, you're going to be okay long term. If you want to hold it, if you want to open it, enjoy the cards, even better. That's kind of actually what I want to run the Patreon for. I don't think right now Grand Archive is in a market where you should be holding sealed like me, be an idiot like that, right? I think you should be opening the product and enjoying it because we really don't know where this game's going to go. Now, if 5 years from now we're still talking and we're selling Grand Archive, now I'm thinking, hey, maybe you want to start holding some boxes. Now, if you want to, for example, buy some boxes, buy a case, open 3, keep 3, that's up to you. But we're going to limit one case per patron so that everyone has a chance to buy some. That's basically what I will leave at that. That's right, recollection set. So coming with Mercurial Heart, there will be a special kind of like a starter deck, but it's not really a starter deck. It's a full-fledged deck. It's really good, actually. This product, by the way, is insane. I highly recommend going out there. If the pricing is good, go buy some. Go to your local game store, just go buy this. This product is pretty good. It comes with a box, right? And inside the box, you're going to get like a set of sleeves, Dragon Shield sleeves, by the way, that match the hero. So you're going to have a Tristan deck and a Sylvie deck. So the sleeves match the champion. You're going to get exclusive cards to that champion in that deck. So they're cards that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. You also get the full deck, and then beyond the full 60 card plus 12 card material deck, they're going to give you whatever cards are left over so you can make 4 of every single card in that set. So buying one of these boxes for all the new cards effectively, you will have a play set. This is a really good deal because they're selling this for $50 MSRP, and I think personally, I think that's way too low. Now, because you think about like other starter decks, like, okay, look at Magic, Challenger deck, right? These are your like pretty close to competitive deck, but what they'll do is they'll give you one card that you're supposed to have 4 of, right? So it kind of doesn't work, and you have to kind of like upgrade the deck. That deck for Wizard of the Coast, they usually charge $30, $40. I think it's $40 for Challenger decks, right? I think MSRP is $40. So look at this product, $50 gets you sleeves, gets you the deck, gets you the extra cards. It gets you a nice little box to hold everything in. I think it's a really, really, really good deal. So, and the thing is, I don't know what Weebs is so new. We have no clue in general how much they print of everything. So I have no clue if this product is going to be like very readily available. So $50 is actually pretty fair pricing, or it's going to be like, yeah, there's no product. I don't know, right? So what I'm going to do is for my and your safety, I will be holding. For all the patrons that want to buy, you're going to have to buy both decks, right? So it's going to be the Tristan and the Sylvie deck, and that's going to be $100, limit 1 per person. So you get, for $100, you get both decks. Of course, like I will include some other like fun stuff, like I usually do with all of your orders. Depending on how much you order, you may get like a booster pack of this or whatever, like other things I will just include with your order and shipped. We have never given the patrons a signed Grand Archive card. So maybe what I'll do for this time around is I'll start signing some Grand Archive cards for the orders that are for Grand Archive only. And then give that out to the patron too. So you're going to get also, in addition to that, for any MRC order, a SolarGames signature Grand Archive card. I haven't figured out which card, but I'm gonna think about this a little bit. Maybe I'll sign like a spirit or something. So we'll think about that. What else? Other than that, like pretty much you're going to see more like general content for the month of May. We still have, man, I started doing this like set of replays, casting. But it is tough to go through that. So I really still want to finish it. So maybe one of these days when I have time, I will go through and finish it. Maybe it's not worth it anymore to finish because by that time the tournament will be kind of like in the past. So we'll see. Ideally, I want to have like a lot of extra fresh tournaments that I can then just take the video and cast. That would be really nice, right? So maybe I'll go on hunt for these videos and see what I can do about that. I think that's going to do it. Coming up next, of course, after this is going to be, we have the two, Marvel sets and, of course, Final Fantasy, but also like, Bloom Burrow, which I think Bloom Burrow as a set for Magic will actually do pretty well. It seems like generally people are kind of liking the like creature or like animal, but planeswalker, like there's like an animal, there's like a rat Jace or something. It's kind of cute, right? So like I kind of get it. So I think that set's actually going to do pretty well. So yeah, like I mean, pretty much move forward as usual. I do also have a bunch of other cards that I'm kind of selling through directly on TCG Player. So obviously, if you find me on TCG Player, you want to buy directly from me any of the cards that you see, some of the really old school cards, a lot of reserve list cards as well. Then just hit me up and then we can work on something. Especially if you're a patron, I think the patrons get, I forget what the discount for patrons is, like 15% or 20%, something like that. You get a pretty nice discount from the listed price. So honestly, just hit me up if you want to buy something. It'll be easier. Anyways, that's gonna do it for me for today. I'm Mark from Solar Games. I'll see you next time. Stay classy.